Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. I'm your host Ben and we've got our co-host Hal in the building. We are starting a new series, a new episode every week on Saturdays where we take a look at the swing trade scanners that Hal has built for us, and we're each going to pick 3 stocks for the week to keep an eye on and talk about them and to go over the chart analysis and why we like these as swing trades. So every week it'll be a different list of about 6 stocks. Make sure, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you can get notified as soon as we do these swing trading lists. So, Hal, what do you got for us? Where we starting at? We'll start off with your first pick.
We can start off with OXBR.
All right.
Since it's not the greatest, but I like the setup on it. It's been uptrending, very small little uptrend, but it has been uptrending. It bounced off of the 200 moving average down there at that little flat bottom down there. Yeah. And then it formed a higher low, and then formed another higher low around that 250. Yeah, those two. So I was looking at it, I was like, if this thing can kind of consolidate above these levels, maybe it can give us another run up. We can look back in the past and see these little pops back here. So It is a popper. And I was just looking to kind of play that uptrend move. But I want to see a little bit of consolidation because it just started what looks like a downtrend. Top of that green hump right there. Yeah. And then down to that other one. So it's got a little downtrend. I want to see some consolidation, but I am watching this one.
It's got some really good support at $3. Right here, the body of that candle is about where that closed, and then you draw that across there. So yeah, you can see all these places where $3 hit. 3 held a support there for a little bit, held again. There's resistance there, and then held a support through there, and it trying to hold this support is again. The 200-day is actually close to this support, which is nice too. And then it just bounced and confirmed that $3 area. It is in a bit of a downtrend, but...
And that's why I wanted to wait for that consolidation to see if it wants to continue, or is it going to break down that 3 on this week.
Yeah, if it holds $3, I definitely think this could have a nice pop, at least up to 4. And then if it can break 4, it could really push up because it's done it before. This move was really nasty. 150 to 962. Yeah, only 5.7 million shares available, so it won't take much buy-in volume to push it.
Yeah.
One good PR or something like that. Yeah, I like that. So I got WAFU as one of my picks here. Only 4.4 million shares. And you can see this thing is just a life maker or life taker. There is massive pops all over this chart. It's very volatile. But at the moment, it's a little low. And even though it gapped down here, it looks like it's making a double bottom. Because it held up right there, that 550 area, as support twice. It looks like a double bottom. Had a nice move on the 25th, which was what, Thursday or Wednesday? Probably Wednesday. And then had a pullback, and then this candle pushed back up. It didn't quite close over this body, which I would have liked to see. That'd have been a bullish engulfing, but it's very close. The 10-day just crossed over the 200, which is a bullish sign there. And that 200 is at 637. So just needs to break up over 725 and it could start making one of these crazy moves. So this is not going to be a swing where you want to sit it and forget it. You want to be keeping an eye on it every day because it could pop randomly out of nowhere. This thing pops all the time.
I think it's a good one, especially with knowing that those pops can come out of anywhere. Yeah. I mean, you could just wake up and be up $1.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And these are big pops too. Like this one here was $4 up to $7.79. This little guy here was $4 up to $6.34. So I mean, all these are dollar rips at least, $2-3 rips, and some of them are huge rips.
Yeah.
When it really gets
I would
volume.
say For anybody that wants to trade this, be ready to take profit, because we can see that it gives back profit. If you think it's just going to continue, I would be very cautious of that.
Yeah, this is not a continuation swing. You want to get in there low, and when it pops, get out. But I think it's about due for a pop, so we'll see there. And then you got XTLB on the list here.
Mm-hmm. So I saw it come up, and it's definitely above the 200. Has a lot of support under that, like a couple months of support right there in February, from January all the way down to now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess August. It's popped at the middle of August there, but it did get up off of that bottom level, and it has a nice little beginning of an uptrend. It may be a flag pattern forming here on the if you draw
Right
that
there.
trend, yeah. Maybe a little flag. So I was going to wait for a little bit of consolidation here to see if it can hold up maybe the $4 on a flag pattern, and see if it can get going upward.
Yeah, it does have that support right there from this previous peak back here. That's kind of the bottom of the flag pattern. So that is not that bad of entry, and the 10 days right there. So it's just consolidating after this pop. But looking at it overall, this is one big triangle wedge here, and it's broken above it.
Yep.
You see it has a big old wedge since January, like you were talking about, building those higher lows and higher highs. So basically, if it can hold above this support line is 425 and break out of this, that breakout will confirm the breakout of the big triangle. So this could lead to some pretty nice moves and a possible continuation, because it's been building up very nicely for a big pop, and it got one but gave all its gains back, and now we're in this kind of second one looking for that continuation.
One thing that I liked about it is when it did have that last big pop and gave its gains back, it's right at the body of that candle, testing and kind of consolidating at that level, that 450 level, where I'm watching for that next continuation up.
Yeah, break of 5, this thing could start running crazy. There's no resistance besides these two top candles, these wicks. Yeah, it's got a lot of support below it, and a lot of air above it. So yeah, I like that one a lot too. That's a good one. Only 5.2 million shares. So the other one I've got on my list here is Socket. And you can see why are you shaking your head? What's wrong with Socket?
I traded this stock once. I lost $50 on it because of a rip. I had put a stop loss about $1.25 up there to get put in, and I had just sitting there, and it popped up, got me in for that $1.25, and ripped back down from where it came from. It ripped up like maybe $2 on that rip just to get me in. I was mad.
Yeah, so, it's volatile, that's for sure. But I was looking at it. It made that original big pop, that big chaos. I remember trading that. But here recently, it's been making a little wedge triangle. Look at this beautiful consolidation. Little U-shapes, hitting the resistance, coming back down, bouncing, hitting that resistance, testing. And then here we have a perfect little U-shape right at the end of this triangle. So I'm looking for a break of $7 on Socket to see if it can run up, maybe even at 10.
If you look back at the last two U-shapes, that U-shape right there broke out of there. That one broke up for a little bit, and then there's another one right before this big rip. You see that small little U-shape before the big rip, the gap up right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is good, beautiful, healthy consolidation, U-shapes. No random crazy moves other than this gap up here. That's the thing. You're swinging it. So if you wake up and it's gapped up to here, you're going to take that profit. If you don't, you're crazy. But yeah, I mean, seeing that, if it gaps up on you, that's the time to take profit because it's going to give its gains back. It's done that multiple gap ups.
Now, one thing that I do always consider is the amount of green days that it's had coming up to the the day that we're looking at. It's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days. I would like to see some consolidation, at least one red day before entry, because even if it just goes, I just don't like entering with that many green days behind it. It needs some kind of bottom to be confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It could get rejected here and come back down again and then curl back up for that break of the triangle. So your final pick here, CLWT. Yep. This is another big volatile boy. But been on a nice uptrend. Very nice uptrend.
So it found a little bottom around that 275-ish. It's got 2 touches down there, 275.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. So it's got a nice little level of support right there. And then it also formed some more support above this at the 325-ish level. 325, yeah, it's tested that level 3 times right there, and then had a little run up off of that. And so now it's basically just kind of flattening out, but I would like to see if it can get back over or actually consolidate. How many days? Can you zoom in just a little bit? So we see that it pulled back to this trend line again, and then it had 3 days run up, and it's kind of consolidating here. So I kind of want to see what kind of action it can get here, and can it get back up to that $4?
Yeah, because it's gonna need to break $4 to continue to run. This is building. This is a beautiful chart pattern, though. It's building higher lows. Look, here's the higher lows. Low there, higher low, higher low. Higher, well, actually that one right there. So actually higher low, higher low. This dip is still higher than this one. And then we got higher highs. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So yeah, this one could explode. Very nice uptrend. Bouncing off of that uptrend right now, so I like it. If it can hold that uptrend and this 10-day start to come back up to the 50-day for a cross. Could see a very nice explosion out of it. So very nice. This is another low float one, only 5.1 million shares outstanding. But excellent chart pattern. And then my final one, AATC. On an uptrend, but it's a choppy uptrend. It's not a very pretty uptrend.
Yeah.
It had a big explosion around May, but they just started paying out a dividend at 12 cents. So dividend stocks always get some investor excitement, and then it has a nice area of support right around, we'll say, about 625. Draw that line right across there, and you see it bounced off of there, bounced off there multiple times through here, and has started rebounding off of that last previous bounce, and it looks like it's building up to try to break 8 here. So break of $8, it's got room up to 859, and then after that, pretty much wide open.
Could you zoom back on the chart a little bit so we see some of the past? Definitely got some resistance at the $10, and then a nice little level of support right on that line you drew. So it's looking okay.
Strong support there, because this is the weekly chart. I mean, it was resistance back here in 2000.
Yeah.
So last time it broke over this line, it ran all the way up to 19. So this is the first time we're breaking over and holding that same line. So I'd say we'll see some movements out of it. Whether to get back up to 19 or not, I don't know. They just had earnings and announced this dividend declaration. So this is the first time ever they've paid dividends. And this is a quarterly dividend too. This is not just one random dividend. They are starting to pay quarterly dividends. So they had an increase of royalties by 12%. They had an increase of 11% from product sales. They had a decrease of 14% from their operating expenses. So they had some really good earnings, and they only got that little pop. But, I mean, they're starting to pay out a dividend at this price quarterly. That's about 50 cents. So, it's about a 7% dividend yield. I don't expect this to stay very low for very long.
How much per share?
That's
How much dividend per?
12 cents quarterly per share.
Okay.
So that's pretty good for a cheap price stock like this. And as low float
Yeah.
as it is with this dividend, people are going to be holding this one. They're going to want to build up and get that cheap dividend.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to make that low amount of shares, that low float, even lower.
Yeah. A lot of times with dividend stocks, when a company starts giving dividends, it's pretty much that they've either reached their goals momentarily, like their short-term goals. So they're like, all right, we're going to pay out a dividend, or they're not seeing much more growth potential. What does this company actually do?
They are a technology corporation, but like I said in those financial results, they did have growth. They haven't stopped growing. They had nice growth.
Okay.
But let's see and look down here real close what they do. Here we go. They are a global company dedicated to helping improve safety and efficiency for cities and highways by developing and delivering above-ground detection technology applications and solutions. We give
Gotcha.
intelligent transportation systems professionals more precise and accurate information, including real-time reaction capabilities and in-depth analytics.
Okay. So yeah, this is gonna be a slow grower.
It's very low float. And, it just popped up right here from 540 to 1158 back in May.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how slow it's going to grow with that low of float. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like this one a lot, because they just started paying that dividend. It's super low float. People are going to want to hold this thing. I might want to hold this thing. I might not even sell it.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you get into that one, you might need to be holding that for like way longer than just a regular swing, like a week or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you're holding it, you're getting paid a dividend anyways.
This is another one I would say wait for some consolidation, because how many days has it been running up so far? 3 days.
3 little days of movement.
Yeah, I would just wait for a little bit of consolidation.
Yeah, I want to see how it opens up on Monday, because it was running into that kind of 785 area of resistance. And if it breaks over that, that would be new support. The $8 area would hold us some new support probably. So yeah, just in this channel right now after this big rip. So I like that. Nice consolidation sideways, holding most of the gains from the original rip. And now with that good earnings report and good dividend payment coming out. This is actually a nice big U shape right here. Now I'm looking at it. If you guys like these swing trade lists that we're doing now on Saturdays, go ahead and hit that like button. And, let us know some of the stocks you're looking at. Leave it in the comments below. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.